Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
Missing?
Each chess piece must be placed in the corresponding hole. Chess puzzles! Eat and wait. Or chat. Go ahead and feel free to talk and tell what you're thinking.
Click on any unplaced chess piece and it will turn to reveal pattern on its base. Likewise, click on any hole and it will show each chess piece must be dragged onto the hole of its corresponding pattern. To do this, drag the piece. If you try to put a piece into the wrong hole.
Fun puzzle time. Oh, do you see the things on the bottom? Wait a minute, is that the match? Okay, so there's the thing. That's the clue then. You just have to look at the bottom of the pieces and match it up. Good thing you're not getting like penalized for how many times you have to click on the board, kind of like in a regular match game or something like that. On the other side. The one on the bottom. Could have been a lot worse. I thought it was going to be a much more like moving the chess, playing the game of chess.
Yeah, or trying to do a eight queens problem or something.
Oh, that
With
wasn't
the
so
red
bad.
pieces in place, the square
Good job.
bases fit onto the white pieces. I just had to figure out where to place them.
Oh. Okay, have fun. Well, what would block, or what would, where would, like-
Hello, Slayer loving gaming. Welcome to the stream.
like, doesn't the
We're
knight
so glad
move
to
in
see
an
ya.
L?
Have a great time.
So wouldn't you put it like someplace where it's more like, that was trial and error, but now we have to put the other pieces on the board. So I was thinking it moves like in an L, you know, like how they move on the chessboard.
I'm trying to figure out, do you have to try to do a checkmate or try to put it into a position that nothing can be captured?
Well, couldn't you put the queen, the knight cannot capture the queen, and the bishop moves only diagonally, right? So he
couldn't capture the queen if we put the queen down there next to the knight, right? And the bishop has to be diagonal, so it has to be someplace. Hi, Predoid. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Queen could capture it, right? The red queen could capture. Was it going? It wasn't right, because if it was right, it would click in place. You can only put the pieces in the middle row. Okay. But which way is the middle row? Are we talking? Can the pieces go horizontally? Column. You assume column. Okay.
Okay, so everything just goes on this.
Which is what he was calling the middle row.
Yeah, rows are this way. Columns.
Right. That's what I was.
Or ranks.
That's why I
files.
asked, could the piece go horizontally? Up, down, column, I meant. There's only so many permutations, so. And how are you doing, Predoid? How's everything going for you? So close. You were close.
What?
You were close.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I'm thinking about different things, like if we're trying to put the king into a checkmate. Now, the problem here, now if I put this here, that would cover that spot. Certain problems, though, of the,
Bingo. I mean, checkmate.
Checkmate. Checkmate. All right. Oh, look at that.
the Grail, yay!
we are.
Senor Stobart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobart.
It's huge.
It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
700 years.
Well,
Now
go
they can
on.
have a drop of wino.
I can hardly
Vino. They
believe
got
it
lots
really-
of grapes in the front.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobart.
Sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, but this is your house. Your family, your legacy.
Turns into an old zombie.
The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
Now we're back in Nico's apartment.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no, the Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice, but there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget
Okay, so we
about that
found the
now
chalice.
and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will.
Okay, so in the guise of trying to find the different things on the on the manuscript, we have found the chalice. In the guise of finding things on the manuscript, we've also found the diamond and the tripod.
Is there something going on between you and Labano?
What business is it of yours? We agreed all this. The clown, the Templars, strictly business, remember?
Yeah, but
So get off my case.
do you think the
I don't. Besides,
he was pumped to the... He wouldn't...
Okay, so I want
Let's
to
take
look
another
at this
look at the
again,
manuscript.
because there's more clues in here.
Okay, so which one did you go to? Like
We
this one?
found this one.
A
They-
knight with
they
a
noticed
crystal
the-
ball. The knight scroll
crest
bears
on
a
the
phrase
shield.
in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
I don't see a chalice on there. Did you? We of
There's
course
a guy
found
with a
this
sword and a bull between them.
one. And it isn't this mirror. It isn't this lady.
There's a woman looking at her
We have to look at the
reflection in a
picture
mirror,
behind it.
but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
I mean, it's more than that.
There's a guy working on a loom.
look there.
Okay.
Okay. Ask about the guy again, I guess.
Just how long have you known Labano?
Andre? We met at college. He helped me out when I was a fresher. Showed me around, that sort of thing.
You never told me that before. I thought he was just a working acquaintance.
So he is. I rarely see him these days. You know, he hasn't changed much. A little lesser at the front, perhaps. I'd forgotten how much fun he could be.
Okay. And we're not clicking on
I'd
the
better get back to the
manuscript.
quest.
So we promised to help find her long-lost relative. The Countess took me to her 13th century mausoleum where 5 of the 6 Vasconcelos Templars are buried. We found a chessboard puzzle which must connect those weird chess pieces. Countess's face really lit up when I told her. Countess told me about the missing De Vasconcelos knight Don Carlos and his conflict with the church after the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos returned from a scholarly trip to find his manservant killed and his children gone. Distraught, he searched for his kills until the day he died. Since then, there's been a curse on the family. The new puzzle-solving skills have uncovered a hidden Templar chalice. Now back to Paris to show Nico. Yes, I promised the Countess I'd try to find out what happened to Don Carlos. I'm sure everything is related in a way. So I have the chalice, and now it's time to follow the lead
from Ireland and explore Montesson. So that's where we need to go, is Montesson. I don't remember us carrying the chalice around the inventory.
Excuse me, officer.
Oh yeah.
What does this chalice suggest to you?
Wine.
Wine.
Shouldn't you be...
You-
Yeah?
Which one?
Yeah, but...
And
Alright, this guy's brought nothing new to the table.
What do you know about...
it and
Boy,
moment.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur.
I got
I'll
this
be
smart ass.
there.
Alright, maybe we have what we need now here inside the
In
jar.
French, English, and German, it read, in 1320, and in the following, their grand ma...
Oh my god. The guy that was carrying the this.
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
What if we took the chalice? No. What if we took right here? No. What if we... No. It'd be too easy just to go and hand the knight the chalice. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's what we could do. We could just hand off the knight, you know. But that was too easy. Certainly don't want to sit there and be thinking about all the Paris derrieres that have been sitting in here again. So I wonder if we have to distract this officer somehow. Make a distraction, something to get his butt off the chair. So we can open up the under the ground there or something. I don't know. This is the back. It's the same area, isn't it? If we come out and there's another knight there, another statue, then we know that it looks the same to me. So why did the game give
a
us...
knight, there in the company of his fellows.
Why did the game give me 2 paths to go on?
I didn't have time.
Is there something else? Can I shake your hand? I would like to shake your hand, please. Well, let's go back to the museum and see if perhaps those 2 guys who stole the tripod. Maybe we could show the chalice to Labineau. As much as we don't like Labineau, he is the former expert on these items.
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur?
Not that dude.
No way.
Thank you.
Maybe not.
Wait,
Thanks
get out
for
of here,
your
please.
help.
Could you go someplace else? I'd really like to see the. All right, here we go. Let's show
Hi, Andre.
Lavino the chalice.
Hello, Georgie. What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century.
Thanks for
Okay,
your help,
thanks a
Andre.
lot.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Andre, for nothing. Well, why don't we just go play in the sarcophagus?
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
What, nothing in the church or whatever?
I thought maybe the guy would give us some information about the chalice, and he gave us jack shit. And the church. Maybe we should save the game. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. So,
Yeah. It's weird. Okay, so we got to this church, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get the chalice to the knight. I was thinking that that's what I need to do, and then I started thinking perhaps I need to distract the police officer somehow, and I couldn't find anything to create a distraction that would get that guy out of the cafe. And then there was the thought about, well, putting, like, there's a crack in the statue. Yeah, it's awful. I mean, it's not awful. It's awesome scenery in this game. So there's a crack right here.
right. Smack it with your bill.
I tried. Hey, Cinemasker, welcome in.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat what you said?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Would you please repeat what you said? No, don't do that, Cinemasker. We're doing great. It'll be a long time, trust me. Yeah, we're kind of struggling right now. We're gonna need a spoiler hint, I think, here very shortly, because we are moving along, but it's slow. Yeah, I did try to use the only tool. Hold on. What was that? That was odd. I picked up this tool, and then I got that. What the hell was that?
Maybe not.
I think it comes down to this chalice. But I don't know why the chalice. What are they holding? It's holding a sphere. You didn't mean that as a knock. Oh, that's okay. I meant it as a knock. I'm thinking that we're gonna need a hint. At least a hot and cold or something like that. Because I just don't see what else I have in my inventory. I can't do anything in the church yet. So the church is not it. Okay. So no church, not yet. Okay. That's a big hint. Well, we're still kind of like, now to where we go. We call someone who cares, because obviously Labineau doesn't care. Well, I feel like those two guys are gonna rob the museum and steal the tripod. We can't go back to the hotel where they were. We can only go to the cafe where we can make a phone call. The police have given no quarters, no crap about anything, but I'll show the chalice to the policeman.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
Maybe we could go back to Spain. Because I don't want to talk
See you
to
later,
him about
Sergeant.
those two dudes. We already warned him once.
You don't have the tripod, do you?
I do not have the tripod. I cannot get the tripod. I can get the tripod. I lied. Let's go back to Paris. Well, the tripod's in the museum. See, I can knock this. I can knock the totem pole. Hold on.
No, monsieur. No, et no.
Okay, okay.
Did they say anything like that?
No.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Thanks for nothing, Andre.
Okay, so it's something like you have to hide yourself in your sarcophagus, but it takes some time. Or something like that.
Okay, let's go over here and try to open this window, and this guy will try to shut the window, and at the same time, let's click on the sarcophagus and see if we can get in there while he's messing with the window.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Okay, so this guy can
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
This guy's got eyes in the back of his head or something like that, because that's what I was thinking.
Let me see, go to the left. Open the blinds. Going free will come over and close them. Until going free is 2/3 to the right on the bottom half of the screen. When he starts to walk over to the sarcophagus, hold the blinds. Immediately start walking in the direction over to the sarcophagus and stuff yourself inside the first time.
Okay, all right.
If you did this correctly, George will get inside right after they're going to bring close.
Okay, do me a favor. You implement this. Okay? Maybe your reaction time, your spatial distance, all of it will be better.
That reminds me of one of the puzzles, Quest for Glory 1.
Is the
A
guy
metal
walking?
rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
So what if you try to open it? Just to get him over there or something. He despawned. I've never seen that before. Great. Well, should we go in and out? Okay, he's over there now.
Yeah. Well, let's see if he walks back or something.
Well, he flew back. He not only walked back, he just whoosh, he's back. All right. And it's hot and stuffy in this place.
No, monsieur.
Okay. Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur.
Can you give me any further info?
Certainly, monsieur. That tripod?
Shake his hand. I don't care.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
But after I'm off duty.
Thanks.
I'll shake your hand. Hey, Cinemasker, how are you doing today? How's everything going for you? How was your weekend so far? Oh, I saw you yesterday, though, didn't I? Or was it Friday? I think I saw you Friday. Okay, so we can get him to walk over there. And then open the blinds, right?
Yeah, there he was just stuck by the.
By the trophy case.
Yeah. That's really not good.
How are you gonna get past him? Fine, just the summer heat. Oh yeah, we understand that. We've had a few days of rain and that's been kind of nice, but definitely quit looking at that statue's boobies and get over there. Okay, good job, Chad. High five. All right.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
It's
Eh
been a
bien,
lot of
see you
walking.
tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
Don't they have a nighttime watchman in the old? Well, they thought their alarm system was good. Oh, here comes the two schmoes.
Quit fooling around. Get your ass over here.
I figured that's what you were gonna do. You were gonna distract him with a totem pole.
What the? Who's there? Let's get out.
Whoa, he's gonna break the glass. Oh, George. Oh, George. Well, that was meant to happen.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Oh, George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up
That
in
was her.
costume.
You mean it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico.
It's sitting on the table.
I could have been shot.
Those dorks are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really
Yes,
thought
oh,
you'd
yeah,
be
seriously.
pleased.
Don't call me George.
After all, we've got the tripod.
Okay, we have the tripod. The gem is gone.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. There's a guy between them. There's a guy. There's a but the reflect.
Look at...
The nights through my teaching. I'd better get back to the quest.
The mass savior was Nico. She did a good... Hold on, did that? My attempt to thwart the robbery at the museum was hindered by a shoddy totem pole. But then a figure swooped in from the ceiling and, like some superhero, the masked savior was Nico. I guess she did a good job. We do have the tripod. And I found the gem. The next move is to head to the site of Montespisson and see if we can figure out what to do with them. So we are going to Montespisson, and this time we have the tripod and the and we got something different going on. A distraction over here. Okay, awesome.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd. Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's
like
you.
Babineau.
You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
It's a secondary job.
I am a jongleur.
A jongleur? What's that?
Mon Dieu.
You with
A
the balls.
jongleur is an
It's
artist,
terrible
a
pickup line.
master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crownheads of Europe and the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God. The jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
Okay.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
Throw it at the cop.
That's what
I
I
had
was
no
hoping
idea
for.
what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult.
Okay, so we got this juggler.
Still,
And-
it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
This guy's also blocking the... But he's blocking it, so maybe we can go use the tool and go down.
Hey, you! What do you think you are doing?
Yes, the clown
You
English sucks.
stay away from that.
Could be, Cinemaster, could be. The police isn't going to let us go in there. It's something to do with us juggling the balls.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated.
No,
for a
it's on the
juggler.
sign.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Yeah, it's on the sign back there. Oh, God.
Does this plaster interest you?
Well,
Forget it. Forget that I asked.
Oh my gosh, the guy's got a clown nose.
Have you seen this man before?
no.
Look, a red nose.
Ah, you are a clown.
A clown?
No, if so, you would be a much better jongleur.
For a moment, an idea capered around near the spotlight of my attention, but fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it. Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
A red nose, and now grease paint. You are sure you are not a clown?
Well, I was distracted by the idea again. Caper, caper, caper. Plummet. Nope. Gone again. It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when they make their living with their hands. This gadget is a sewer key.
I do not want it. Thank you.
Well, I'm not selling it. I just wanted your opinion.
It is hardly my area of expertise.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
You smoke.
No, I don't.
In that case, it means nothing to me.
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
You work in a lab.
No, try again.
You steal lab passes?
No. Well, not as a habit. This was a special case. Does this chalice mean anything to you?
It is very badly designed. I would not wish to drink from such a vessel.
You're not going to get the chance, Buster. Feast your eyes on this.
Incroyable! Is it real?
I think so.
Some people believe that great gems always have curses upon them.
Oh, that's garbage. Although, now that I think about it, both of the people who had this before me disappeared in mysterious circumstances. And the guy who was supposed to get this was shot and then murdered in his hospital bed. Do you want it?
No, thank you.
I've got a medieval tripod.
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids. So what?
Oh,
Catch you later.
Au
God.
revoir,
Okay.
monsieur.
Bonsoir.
Make yourself a clown.
I'm wondering if I'm supposed to make myself a clown in here. Oh, look at this. This guy's new, though. Not here. You want it. I want the gem. The last guy who had it was murdered. The guy before that was strangled. Gee, I wonder if there's a pattern. Actually, the one who was before that was shot. So, I don't know, you know.
Excuse me, Father.
Padre.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
It sounds like a female, not a male, but okay.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
I guess you don't know much about the history
Same
of this
voice
church,
as
then.
actor as
Just
the
a little.
killer. Is it really?
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah, oui. Anything less than best would be an insult
That
to the
being said,
Almighty.
church.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that.
And Andre, huh? Interesting.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
You think so? He was behind the pulpit with me. I'll show you
Sounds
how,
almost a little like
how
creepy
shiny
guy
is
from-
my candlestick.
Score!
Oh, good.
Yeah, baby.
I noticed that the stained glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church, early 14th century.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survived.
So, I think it sounds like more like a girl. Even if it is that same voice, it sounds to me like it's a girl.
I was in Ireland recently and I brought back this plaster.
My sister brought back a shillelagh.
Have you seen this man before?
No, I have never seen him before.
I've got a red nose.
Oui, so you have.
There's grease paint on this tissue.
Oui, you are correct.
I thought about using the shake and shock on him, but I couldn't do that to a priest. I have here a sewer key.
Oui?
I have here a sewer key.
That is not a good idea.
Why not?
No way. What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know, it is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing
He's
it.
gonna polish my
I
cup.
promise I will be very careful.
Oh, please, polish my cup.
That'd be very good of you.
I already
This,
asked you how long your
shouldn't take very
candlestick.
long.
I mean,
Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks.
all right, look at him polishing that cup away here. How long are you gonna polish it? Are we on a cutscene? Is he gonna continue to polish this indefinitely? Well, he's got that action down. It's the most lame-ass polishing job I've ever seen in my life. Okay, we'll talk to him again. Maybe he's done polishing it.
The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
Okay, he's got my chalice. He's polishing it. I'm looking around the church. We didn't even get to show him the tripod. Okay, while we're doing this. No. Did you
On
bring
the
those
end of
boulder
the staff
chips?
was some kind of disc with a cross on
You
it.
didn't bring the box, did you?
Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
I can't imagine the tripod sitting inside the hairline crack. And that would be a no. Oh, wait a minute. The mask. Oh, no, hold on. That's my notes. Well, he's got my chalice. Are you done with my chalice? I'd like to shake your hand so I get my chalice back, please. I'm I'm just wasting time because I don't know what to do next. No, he's busy. He keeps polishing the cup.
A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
You're looking for?
This is not the dude I am looking for. I wonder if you can take the gem and now put it on the...
Maybe not.
Not here. Okay. Can I please
The
have
priest
my
was
cup
still
back?
busy with the chalice,
Holy
so
Mother
I
won't get
decided
it
to
back
have
for a
another
while.
look around
Okay.
the church.
And anything specific we need to be doing in this church? We're not going to get it back for a while. He's very much an expert at it. Maybe we'll just sit down now and
I
wait
didn't
for
have
him,
time
huh?
to sit around. I didn't have time to sit around.
Police officer.
I'm going to tell him that the priest is busy polishing my cup. I hate this guy. Why would I want to talk to him? This guy is like a clown or something.
Excuse me, officer. Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah,
Do I...
no. Although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you had it.
Okay, I still think it comes down to me looking like a clown. Or going to be a clown or something.
What do you know about medieval ironmongery? Have a look at this little baby.
A tripod. What is it for?
You mean you don't know?
No, monsieur. Nor do you, I think.
And then he's going to say the
I'll see you
same
around.
thing about
Oui,
going out in
monsieur.
traffic. and all
I'll
that
be
stuff.
there.
But I need that guy to leave. I need to get him distracted. It's not an option.
Maybe go try. Just talk to them.
Hi again.
Maybe we automatically will put our
Oui.
nose on.
What is it this time?
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You
Okay,
have
be
got
right
the
back.
class course
Okay,
back.
thanks, James.
No. I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
There you go.
The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls
Picked up his balls, got him off the ground.
and left in a fury.
He left one ball on the ground, and I
Hey!
got it.
You forgot one of your balls.
He only needs two.
Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
There you go. Get up and go, buddy. All right, he's gone. Guess where we're going? Probably should say the game, huh? Advisable to save the game. Dang it. That is not what I want to say. What a... Whatever. It was what a clown, but I couldn't get it typed. Hey, only a clown types the wrong thing. All right, let's go down in the sewers. We've been carting the sewer key around. There's lots of opening drains, and you know we're familiar with this kind of stuff. So let's go down in the sewer. Sharon, what are you doing down here? It's like a leakage of chain.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it to get maintenance crews around. Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere near. On the boat was a winching machine.
Okay, that's what that is. That's a winching machine.
There were 3 arches, each with an inscription.
And then there's stuff further this way. Oh, look at that.
The door was a handsome piece of work.
Let's try the door with the skull on, because you know that's going to be safe. It's locked.
I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
Alright, so the door is locked as we came around the corner. But now we have this winching puzzle. But we have this chain. We have this excess chain.
There were 3 arches, each with an inscription.
But can we see the inscription? And we just used this puzzle, right? We just did this, so we shouldn't... Or no, I guess we didn't. Okay, we picked it up.
The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier.
And something about
and
innocence.
Something about innocence.
And this one?
My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe.
And you, again? But you see, you can't pick up the chain.
The hook lay in a bed of chain.
See, if I could grab the hook, I could maybe put it on the door or something like that. But it doesn't seem like the hook is active. And this one you can't see, right? This one said you can barely see.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had
Is
long
gone.
since gone. The wall seemed in very poor condition. The
Hint, hint.
inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why.
I wonder if I should reach in here and use my handy dandy tool.
It was time for some brutal destruction. Hey, that's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There was some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it. Here goes. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap.
Okay, so a secret door jams. Now can we actually take the hook? So we're getting all this excess chain. There we go. Now we can pick it up. Okay, and then we went over there. So this is automatically happening. Cool. And that's just going in there. Hope we have flashlight. This is cool.
At the bottom of the steps,
The opener.
I could see a glow. I could hear voices from the lit area. It seemed a good moment to be cautious.
We'll peek through the crack to see who's on the other side.
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lockmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present. Ha! But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princes of this world!
Wow.
So who is the bad guy? Because you guys got these guys, they're all power hungry guys and ladies. And they're all power hungry. And they're like taking over the world. This is like a classic Da Vinci Code kind of heaven and hell, demons and mixed with religious connotation kind of thing going on here. But seriously, who is the bad guys? Who are the bad guys? Are they the assassin who was killing all these people who were part of the members of this group? And this group, of course, are the groups of people that, as you can imagine in most conspiracy theories, that this would be the group that is trying to change the world. They are trying to implement, a new world order type of thing. Then you got the Hashim, who are the assassins, and what? To stop them? Are they the, so I'm thinking of like the Mummy, and I can't think of like when, the Mummy, there's that faction that tries to stop them from getting to Hamunaptra, and stuff like that. Is that what these people are? So that's going to be kind of interesting. So far, I think it's pretty cool. All right, we have a puzzle. Magi. Yeah, kind of like the Magi. All right, is that their role? That we're calling him an assassin, but maybe the role is that the Hassani, whatever I'm saying it right, are the Magi in this story. So we had a puzzle.
Tripod and this gem.
Tripod and the gem. Tripod.
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump.
And the gem.
The light falling from above struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Back once again, now in Nico's apartment.
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the Broken Sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria. You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
So, once again, she doesn't want to come with us. And,
Her butt's super glued to the chair. She can't leave.
no, but she did the cat burglar thing to get into the museum and help us get the tripod. So she's sort of there and sort of not. Oh, we got this little red ball.
No.
Damn it. Why are you always going to take away my fun game?
No. I showed you the red nose, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Hey, Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
Damn it.
Let's take another look at the
Manuscript time. We know we're going to Syria. I'm going to Syria. Okay, so we have found these two. We need to find these two. Alright? And then, obviously, whatever, the man with the horse. But now we have to click on
There's
it
a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod. A knight with a crystal ball. The Knight Scroll bears a through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
We haven't found the crystal ball either. We found, okay.
There's a guy working on a loom. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
Look there.
Okay, fine. Okay, so what I suspect...
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, George.
But George has tons of money. He just goes anywhere he wants. To go to the airport.
So Gabriel Knight at least had to, find ways to get money.
Like steal from Mosley.
Well, he did get it like $1 million, so hopefully he paid.
Well, we're going to make that assumption. We don't know for a fact that he actually paid Mosley back. I don't know, maybe if you played 3, and maybe there was a reference to it in 3.
It'd be interesting to see if we can get Gabriel Knight through working on either Windows 10 or if you have to do VM or something. did find something that showed how to get some of the turns working.
Cool. There's a possibility. The 90s when a holiday was a viable option once in a while. But that's gotta take some money. It still is gonna cost some money to go all the way around Europe. And then some. A few hours later. It only is a few hours later to get over to where we need to go. This guy looks like an American. Hey. Hi, buddy.
Hi, I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson.
Hell, boy. I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne.
Oh, okay. Dwayne. My name's George Stobart. I saw a medieval picture of a woman. Royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Wise thing it's a
I don't know. It just said 3 hideous faces.
Do you think bulls have any significance around here?
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't think they have.
He's just full of bull.
Do you mind if I ask you an odd question?
Okay, but I might not answer it.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are 2 different things, boy. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that.
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Oh, please. Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you?
Hell no. What would a knight want with a hunk of glass?
I don't know. That's the prob.
What's wrong, boy?
It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. What the conspirators had mentioned losing. The strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens. You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing, that's all.
Without a camera? Kinda lax to come all this way and not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
What? Why? Ow! You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep. We're based in Cleveland,
I
Ohio.
love how the wife
Her
looks like
writes the
him too.
poems for 'em. You ought to ask her to recite some.
out of Cleveland. Love the sort of this almost like Texan, stereotypical Texan accent.
Where is your wife, Dwayne?
Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains.
How long have you been married, Dwayne?
Hell, must be 30 years now.